Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including new leaks for Tesla's next vehicle, Cybertruck updates, Tesla's new zero service concept, and more, so let's get into it, and a special thanks to Fanttik for sponsoring a portion of this video. First up today, Tesla is working on a way to make sure your car may never need to be brought in for service ever again. When it comes to service and repairs, EVs have some pretty significant advantages over ICE vehicles. While current EVs are very futuristic and offer a ton of advanced technology and features, they are generally pretty simple machines by comparison. They have significantly fewer moving parts, and as such, have a lot fewer parts that could ever need repairs. But still, things happen, and you may eventually find yourself needing to bring your Tesla into service for repairs. Unlike most other car companies, Tesla doesn't use a dealership model, and as such has to run their service centers themselves. For a while, Tesla's vehicle sales were outpacing the growth of their service centers, and it was leading to long wait times for vehicles that needed to be brought in. Starting in 2021, Tesla made some pretty big investments into growing their service department, and those issues have diminished significantly since then. But still, Tesla is always striving to improve and streamline processes, and they see further room for growth here. Over the years, Elon has said a lot that the best service is no service. That means that the best arrangement for both customers and for Tesla is that you should never actually need to bring in your car for service. I've had my fair share of experiences with Tesla service over the years, and while they've always been very helpful, it's still a major inconvenience to have to take your car in for repairs and drop it off. Well, Tesla has just posted a very interesting listing for a new position that may reduce or outright eliminate the need to ever bring your car in. Tesla has just made a new job listing online for a senior manager of zero service. In the job description below that, they say, "At Tesla, we believe that the best service is no service. We are looking for a highly motivated senior manager to join our service operations organization and lead the team responsible to identify and eliminate the reasons for our cars to require service." They add, "The candidate will work closely with hardware and software engineering, service engineering, quality and service programs, and field teams to prioritize, launch, and track demand reduction and efficiency efforts." This is definitely exciting to see, and I think it could lead to great outcomes for the company and its customers. Any design is going to have some weak points and elements that are more prone to failure. If Tesla can successfully find and fix these before they ever reach the customer, then they will drastically decrease the likelihood that the car is ever going to need service. Tesla, of course, is always working on increasing reliability of their cars, but now they're going to be building a team dedicated solely to tackling that specific issue. Despite the name, no car manufacturer can guarantee that a vehicle will require zero service, but this is a great sign that Tesla is really thinking about ways that they can improve vehicle reliability across the board. I can't wait to see what improvements they can make here and how much they can really cut down the need for future service appointments. It's also very different than other brands, because a lot of other brands kind of want you to bring your car in for service, versus Tesla wants to give it to you and really never talk to you again in the best way possible. Next up today, we have the latest for what should be Tesla's next vehicle release. As a quick review, the Model 3 Performance has shipped for years, but once Tesla did a full refresh, or as they call it, a full re-engineer for this car, the Performance trim disappeared. It disappeared out of their Chinese factory first, so it has been gone there for around 8 months, and now it has been gone in the US for a little over 2. What's clear though is that Tesla very much plans to relaunch the Performance Model 3, but do something, quote, pretty special with it. Tesla executives have hinted at this car, so we know it's on its way, and then we've seen plenty of leaks. The Ludicrous badge leaked, along with specs for the motors. The new motor configuration is still dual motor, but it is rumored to bring up to 618 horsepower over the previous Performance Model 3's 505. Another big thing is that its peak power should be reached at a higher speed of 68 miles per hour rather than 47 miles per hour. That should make it a far better track car, but also greatly improve its 0 to 60, which previously was 3.1 seconds. There have been a few of these cars spotted in the wild, like this one testing in California, and each sighting points to a different detail. This one really shows us how wide the rear tires and wheels are going to be. Then in Spain, Tesla was filming some promotion with this car. Inside, we could see the updated sport bucket seats, and outside, we could see the front splitter on the bumper, new wheels, new red brake calipers, spoiler, and of course, the Ludicrous badge. According to Not a Tesla app, this badge is more than just a branding. Quote, "It signifies a significant enhancement in performance, incorporating advanced brakes, suspension, and unique wheels that hint at a thrilling driving experience." Just like the Plaid Model S and X, they'll now have the Ludicrous Model 3, and we can assume that in time, the Ludicrous Model Y will come as well. For many, that could actually be the more exciting piece here, since most of this should be somewhat copied over to the Model Y. In any case, the Ludicrous Model 3 has been spotted testing on tracks like the Nürburgring, and their website source code even mentions the name, hinting that a release is coming quite soon. Then in Florida this week, a camo-wrapped Ludicrous Model 3 was spotted driving around. Here's a video of it taking a turn, and when we freeze and zoom in, we can clearly see that this is the bumper with the front splitter. This will mark the first time the performance trim of a Model 3 has actually come with a swapped exterior body part. Previously, from the front, you couldn't really tell trims apart. Then in back, it's a little harder to tell, but it seems there is a bit of a different diffuser. This is also labeled as a Tesla engineering vehicle. They're covering up much more than simply that diffuser though, so it's possible that this has a wider stance, but time will tell if that is true. Those confirm again some of the exterior changes coming soon, but another sighting confirmed a bit of an interior change. On the front dash, instead of a fabric liner that comes with a standard Model 3, this spec appears to feature a carbon fiber trim. On the Model S, the standard interior has wood accents, but once you go plaid, those all change to carbon fiber. It looks like Tesla is planning to do the same exact thing with the Ludicrous Model 3. That front accent can easily be swapped for carbon fiber, but it does match the material that is in the door panels, so I'm curious to see if they make any changes there as well. Having that entire panel carbon fiber definitely wouldn't be the look, and they always try to make things as simple as possible at the factory, so it's possible these stay the same, but we'll have to see. In any case, that is one interior accent that you would notice on a performance trim that would differentiate it from another trim of the Model 3 coming up. They are changing more on this car than we're used to seeing from Tesla. For some, these are all minor changes, but it should be a good way for this car to be differentiated from other trims. That's definitely important for many customers making that upgrade. Rumors have said there will also be some specific software touches to the Ludicrous model, so I'm curious to see if that comes with anything beyond just a Ludicrous launch mode. Tesla is actively testing this car, it's in their website source code, and we have seen them filming promotions for it, so it very well could be around the corner. Then the question is, will it come out of Giga Shanghai first, then the US, or will it come out of both factories at the same time? Next, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Fanttik. The Fanttik V8 Mate and V10 Apex are two incredibly versatile, compact, wireless vacuums that are great for small or large messes. The V8 Mate, weighing about as much as a water bottle, provides strong suction to easily pick up stubborn sand, dust, and debris. It comes with 5 practical cleaning accessories to clean hard-to-reach corners, carpets, and pick up pet hair from fabric surfaces. It's ideal to keep in your car at all times and fits just about anywhere. Then the V10 Apex delivers even stronger suction power and battery life. This is the one I use most and keep stored in my Model Y, but it's my favorite vacuum for messes both in my home and in my car. With a pull-out crevice nozzle that pivots up to 210 degrees, it can reach just about any space. Then 50 air watts of suction power and a 35-minute battery life means it always gets the job done. It can adapt to every cleaning scenario, comes with an LED smart display for an interactive experience, and charges easily with a USB-C cable in your home or in your car. To get 30% off the V8 Mate or 20% off the V10 Apex vacuum, click the link in the description below. Next up today, the latest for the Cybertruck. First, MKBHD just posted his full review of the Cybertruck after living with it for a couple of weeks. He details a lot of positives and negatives, starting with just how crazy the design is compared to everything else. He details how much this truck is a celebrity, and the fact that it's almost dangerous the way people drive by it and film it. It's the most popular car he's ever driven, but he does like the design. The main issue he had is the panel gap with the front door. Undeniably, this gap is very bad. It almost looks open, and this of course has spread quite a bit online. It does seem to be a simple fix though. Elon Musk responded to this on X, saying about 15 Cybertrucks in service had an issue where the door striker loosened in the field due to insufficient torque after door fit. This takes 5 minutes to fix in service and has been addressed in production. Of course, that 5-minute fix involves the customer booking the appointment, driving there, dropping it off, getting a ride elsewhere, and coming back, so it's not a 5-minute fix in practice to the customer, but it is simple. Still, this is something that shouldn't be happening, so it's good to see it addressed for further production. On the positive side, MKBHD said that for the UI, quote, "This is the best computer I've ever used in a car." And he pointed out steer-by-wire and how great that is, along with the suspension and sound system. Some of the big downsides right now are that accessories aren't available, charging is slower than other Teslas, and the big one, no autopilot. In the Foundation series, you paid for FSD, but neither that or regular autopilot are available on the Cybertruck still, after a couple of months. Many influencers, but also celebrities, have been getting their Cybertrucks. The latest crop of celebrities to take delivery include Big Sean, Steve Aoki, and Ciara. Some customers are rightfully frustrated to see all these celebrities getting priority, since they most definitely didn't order at the unveil event, but it's pretty clear why Tesla is doing this. It's tons of free organic publicity and advertising for their truck, which in turn advertises the brand as a whole. Sawyer Merritt calculated it recently and said, quote, "Those celebs have a combined 1.5 billion followers across all social platforms." On the other side of things, Sandy Munro has begun his teardown of the Cybertruck, which in the coming weeks should lead to a lot of exciting videos and discoveries. If you're into that type of thing, they will be sharing a lot, and I'll be sure to keep you updated on the main things we hear about that truck truly under the hood. They also just said that they will be dropping the battery from the Cybertruck this week, so they are going all the way in on a teardown very soon. As far as the Cybertruck's battery is concerned, we know that it is the only Tesla vehicle currently shipping with their own 4680 battery cells. The main advantage there is that they make these cells themselves, in the same factory where the Cybertruck is produced. That is great long term, but also very much makes Cybertruck production dependent on their own battery cells. It appears that things are going really well there though. Tesla just posted on their Cybertruck page saying, produced over 1,000 Cybertrucks worth of 4680 cells at Giga Texas last week. That's a really impressive milestone and should mean that they produced about 1,360,000 4680 cells in one single week. If they can keep up that pace, we may actually see them using these cells in other products or just stock them up for when Cybertruck keeps ramping. As for production, we are now regularly seeing hundreds of Cybertrucks out at Giga Texas, getting ready to ship to customers. Seeing these in a full lineup is really crazy to see and something that many doubted would ever occur. We don't know exactly how many are being produced, leaving the factory to go to customers, being used in testing, or Tesla's own showcases, but loose estimates put them at 60 to 70 Cybertrucks produced per day right now. Tesla is showcasing this truck around the world now that it's ramping, and recently we saw them put one out on display in Japan, along with Giga Berlin. This has been exciting for employees at Giga Berlin who are building the Model Y. Eventually, those markets could be producing this truck, but time will tell due to its size, popularity, difficulty to produce, and potential pedestrian safety requirements it won't meet. Tesla sells their own wraps for the Cybertruck, now offering them in satin rose gold, satin abyss blue, slip gray, satin stealth black, and satin ceramic white, but many of these haven't really been seen fully outside of their renders. This week, though, we appear to have gotten a good look at what satin abyss blue looks like in the wild, and I think it's a pretty great look. The Cybertruck has its infamous no resale clause, and recently we saw them actually take action, banning Cybertruck flippers from buying another Tesla, but we haven't seen them actually sue customers for $50,000 or the profit from their sale. This is what their clause says that they can do, but it's still not stopping customers. Now, a 2024 Foundation Series Cybertruck dual motor is currently on Cars and Bids, and at the time I'm filming this, it's going for about $155,000. We'll see what this closes out at, but people clearly are still excited to pay a lot for this truck in order to have it early on. I'm curious to see how long that all lasts and when Tesla shifts away from the Foundation series to normal production. Eventually, they should be making a rear-wheel drive model for as low as $60,990, and it will look exactly the same. Eventually, that price should come down as well even further, just like every other car they've produced. Next up today, Tesla is gearing up for some major growth in production of their electric semi-truck. Tesla launched their Semi back in 2022, and since then they have been slowly increasing production out of their Nevada plant. Pepsi has been the largest purchaser of these trucks so far, with the most recent numbers showing that they are operating 21 electric semis in California for both short and long-haul shipping. Still, Tesla's production of these trucks has been very slow so far. As of October of last year, they had only produced around 60 to 70 of these trucks in total. They announced last year that Giga Nevada would be getting a major expansion soon with the goal of increasing battery and semi production. They finally broke ground on that expansion this January, so it may still be a while before we see volume production coming out of that factory. Even as we await word on the growth of domestic production, Tesla is already looking forward to bringing the Semi to another market. In a recent visit to Giga Berlin, Elon Musk said, quote, "I think it makes sense to produce the Tesla Semi in Europe in Gigafactory Berlin." Now that's far from an official announcement, but it does indicate that Tesla is at least considering the Semi's future abroad. He didn't mention any kind of timeline for that production to start, but we can assume that it's going to be a ways off. They still need to complete the expansion of Giga Nevada, and it seems like Tesla has a lot on their plate when it comes to future factory construction. They are currently eyeing potential factories in Italy, India, Thailand, and even Mexico, since they haven't really worked on that one yet. Tesla is eyeing a lot of expansion across the globe, and eventually we may see them start to bring the Semi to other markets. Last up today, some updates from other automakers. Volkswagen has just announced that they will begin production of their $20,000 EV starting in 2027. Automakers across the globe are racing to get their affordable EV models to market, and VW is currently working on their upcoming ID.1, which technically should come in around $21,700 when converted to euros. They plan to offer, quote, affordable electric mobility for everyone with this car, and development is well underway. For the design, they said, we're already in the middle of it. We know what the car should look like. The main challenge to get costs down is where will they build it? They can only launch at that price point if they can mass produce it due to battery cost, and they plan to make that decision shortly. So far, VW is sticking with their overall EV plans, which means that this ID1 will be one of 11 new VW models launching by 2027. Before that, we should see the ID2 and ID2 All, which will come in at low pricing as well, under $30,000. As with all of these affordable electric vehicles, it's exciting to see progress, but the real progress will come once they're actually shipping. Still, it's great to see many automakers catching on to the need to make affordable EVs and focusing their efforts there. Tesla should have some pretty good competition once they get around to scaling their next-gen EV, and that's a very good thing for EV growth as a whole. In a similar vein there, Ford is planning to delay some EVs in favor of a lineup of small, compact $25,000 EVs that could launch shortly after Tesla launches their cheaper vehicle. Ford has felt the struggle of ramping EVs profitably with the Mach-E and F-150 Lightning, and they are seeing the same thing VW sees, the need to mass produce an EV at an affordable cost. Ford's CEO said of this project that, quote, "We developed a super talented skunkworks team to create a low-cost EV platform. It was a small group, small team, some of the best EV engineers in the world, and it was separate from the Ford mothership." Currently, the rumored timeline for a low-cost EV there is as soon as 2026. This should eventually include a compact SUV, small pickup, and another vehicle for ride-hailing that they claim could be all profitable within a year. If they succeed there, this would definitely be a great thing in general, and I'm super excited to see affordable EV competition heating up in the coming years. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see all of the incentives Tesla is offering to drive sales in March, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.